Thursday, which means it's time for another video. I said in my last review that I was going to be reviewing Creepshow 2 today, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Creepshow 2 came out in 1987, which was a couple years after the first one, and there's not as many stories in this one compared to the first Creepshow, but there's still decent stories. There's only 3 of them, but the one is it's like Chief Woodenhead or something. It's a statue that basically comes to life and kills these people that killed the owners of the statue. And then there's one called the Raft, which is basically a creature type thing in the water that kills people and basically eats them alive. It's kind of like the Blob in a way. To me, it reminds me exactly like the Blob, and that's kind of the one that like everybody talks about the most. The one that's probably like the one that's the most talked about. And then the third one I don't really remember as much, but it's a hitchhiker who basically keeps going after this woman. To me, Creepshow 2, I feel like would have been better with more stories, which I heard that the stories that they were going to add, there's going to be more stories in it. Cat from Hell. That story actually ended up being in Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, which a lot of people call Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, the unofficial Creepshow 3. It's not called Creepshow 3. We obviously got a Creepshow 3, and that one is completely garbage. But Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, is like the unofficial Creepshow 3. Actually, Scream Factory is releasing that soon, which I'm super excited about because I haven't seen that movie in forever. But Creepshow 2 isn't as good as the first one, obviously, but it's still a great sequel. It's still fun. It still feels like a Creepshow movie. The stories are good. The effects are great. You don't have Tom Savini, though, doing the effects, so it's not going to be as good as the original, of course, but it's still is a good sequel and deserves to be called a good sequel. Like I said, they made a Creepshow 3 like many years later in 2006, and I've actually said stuff like talked about Creepshow 3, and some people have never even heard of Creepshow 3. So it's really bad. I'm not gonna lie. If you like Creepshow 3, okay, more power to you, but this Creepshow 3 is really, really bad, and I don't even ask me to review that because I remember the first time seeing that movie and that was just completely awful. Just stick with the first Creepshow and then Creepshow 2, and just go from Tales from the Dark Side of the movie, because that even feels like a Creepshow movie more than Creepshow 3 does. But Creepshow, I'm not here to talk about those. I'm here to talk about Creepshow 2. It's definitely one that should be watched. One of the better anthology movies. But that's literally all I can talk about, just because like I said, there's only 3 stories in the whole movie. That's kind of like the negative side of this movie. If they would have added more stories, I feel like it would have been a lot better than what it is. Not saying that it's terrible, because it's not, but it would have been a lot better if they made put more stories in the movie. I know they wanted to, but I guess budget and time and all that. But yeah, that's really all I can say about Creepshow 2. If you haven't seen Creepshow 2, go watch it. I think it's on Tubi TV. I've mentioned Tubi TV in a lot of my reviews, but Tubi TV is a free app that you can get on PlayStation, probably Roku. I have it on my phone as well. There are ads on Tubi TV, but they have a great selection of horror movies, like stuff that I haven't watched before, or like stuff that I haven't seen forever, stuff I can't find. But go check it out if you haven't. And yeah, that's all I can really say. I will see you guys on Monday. I'm trying to remember what the movie is that I'm reviewing, but, oh, no, I remember now. It's Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. So I'll see you guys on Monday for my review of Nightmare on Elm Street 3. If there's a movie that you guys want me to review, just comment down below on this video and let me know what that movie is, and I'll be sure to get to it as soon as possible, but I'll see you guys on Monday.